Welcome to Time to Win podcast. It's not just a podcast. It's the official personal growth locker room of life where champions just like you gather to cultivate their courage, create a life-changing game plan of success, and celebrate their wins. I'm RJ Jackson, your personal growth coach and host, and I'm committed to seeing you win. As a professional speaker and growth coach for over 3 decades, I've worked with and inspired thousands to grow their greatness and transform their setbacks into a comeback. And now it's your turn. It's time to win. So if you're ready, grab something to take notes with. We're about to dive in. Let's go. Fight, win. All right. Here we are again, my friend. Welcome back to the locker room of life here on the Time to Win podcast. I'm always excited to have you as my VIP. You just don't know what you do to me every time you show up. So I just want to take a moment and say gracias. Thank you. Danke. I know Thanksgiving is over for some folks, but for me, listen, it just keeps on going. It is more than an energizing battery. It just keeps on going and going and going because I have an attitude of gratitude. And I really want you to know with all my heart how much I appreciate you hanging out with me. Because listen, I already know there are so many things that you could be doing. There are so many more options. But you have chosen to grace me with your awesomeness, and I want to say thank you. I also want to say thank you to my listener who requested today's topic. We're going to talk about confidence today, and I want to help you cultivate your confidence. Here's what I know about confidence. Confidence helps prepare us for the next experience. Confidence is showing up every single time as if you're supposed to be there. Because the truth of the matter is, that's exactly where you're supposed to be. But it's knowing you're supposed to be there. It's not questioning yourself or doubting. It's knowing, yep, I'm here and this is where I belong. Now, don't get it twisted. Your being there is not comparing yourself to someone else being there. It's not saying that you're better than other people who are there. It's just saying, I'm here and I belong here, regardless of what other people think about you being there. Did you know that most women suffer with low confidence? The research recently released by think tank The Wealthy Her Network found that 79%, that's a big number, 79% of women admitted to struggling with their confidence. And why is that? Why is it that some people struggle with their confidence while others have a strong mindset when it comes to confidence? I know that's a question you've been wondering, and I am so glad that you're here today because we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about where confidence comes from. How do we know we have low confidence? And mostly, what can we do to cultivate our confidence? So if you haven't already grabbed your pen and paper, I want to invite you to go ahead and grab your pen, your paper, something to take notes with. Open up your notepad on your phone, and let's just dive in deep so that by the end of this conversation, you will feel better about who you are, where you are, and most of all, why you are. You will leave with a clearer picture of your purpose, and you will know that you belong. And let's just clear the air right now. You belong here. You are not here by accident. You belong here. Trust me when I tell you that. All right, thinking of trust, let's talk about confidence because really they go hand in hand. What is confidence? Confidence is a firm trust. It's actually a word that originated from the Latin word fidere, which means to trust. And when it comes to confidence, you have a trust in yourself. And then other people have a trust in you as well. They can rely on you. They can depend on you. And confidence in yourself is an appreciation for your values, for what you bring to the table, your abilities. It's a state of certainty. It's believing in who you are. Confidence. Now, one thing about confidence, we all have those days where our confidence is like out the roof, right? And then we have those days where we lay in bed with the cover over our head, not wanting to move, feeling like we can't do this anymore, or we just can't do it, period. And so we have those days. But here's the key. When we have those days don't have us. And that's how we know where our level of confidence is. So even though we have those days, they come and they go. They just don't stay. They don't stay. And that's why you always hear me say, you don't have to live where you're dying. If you're having a bad day, you don't have to live there. And you don't have to die where you're living. So if things aren't going right, you don't have to lay there and die. You don't have to stay in the bed with the cover over your head. You can get up. You can do the thing one more time. You can try. You can go for it one more time. In order to do that, confidence is required. So why is it that some people have a mindset to have a strong confidence while others struggle day to day with confidence? There are many reasons, and because of the time, I'm only going to share a couple with you. As I do, I want you to see if you see yourself anywhere in the examples that I give. And if you don't, it's okay. There are many reasons why we experience low confidence. If you don't see yourself in anything I share today, don't stop here. This is just the beginning to get you started to investigate who you are, why you are, so that you can do what you've been called to do, so that you can shift and change and upgrade your mindset to be all that you were created to be. So here are a couple of reasons why some people have low confidence while others really thrive and shine on a day-to-day basis. So remember this, we cannot help what happens to us, but we certainly can decide how we're going to respond to what has happened. So how do we decide how we're going to decide? Well, sometimes that's based on our childhood experiences, how we were responded to when we did things. So if you made a mistake and you were told it's okay, it was an accident, then you're going to separate who you are as a person from the behavior that you just participated in. However, if you were told when you spilled the milk, you can't do anything right, you're so clumsy, you always spilling the milk, then that is going to be a direct reflection on how you feel about yourself. And that's going to be negative. So you're going to choose most likely to respond in a negative way about yourself when negative experiences happen. So our childhood really does play a big role in who we are and why we do some of the things we do. Now, I don't know how you were raised, but I'm going to use this example and tell you a little bit about me. Honestly, growing up, my confidence was shot, but I had a really healthy family environment. I had parents who loved me, who supported me, who encouraged me, but my confidence was still low. My mother would always try to encourage me to do things, and I would go, oh, I can't, I don't know how. But why is that? Another reason why we suffer with low confidence is because of our environment and what other people said to us about us. And my experiences came from my teachers. So my first experience was in second grade when a teacher literally grabbed me by my neck and threw me down on the floor and said, I told you to go sit down. That experience, when she pushed me down, said to me, I'm not even worthy of standing. I'm not worthy of being seen. And I took that experience with me for a long time in my life. That experience was so strong, it literally outweighed the experience my parents were trying to give to me. And they gave me the best of the best. When I tell you I had the best of the best, I had the best parents in the world who gave me the best experience, but I still hid behind my daddy, afraid to do whatever it was I was going to do or asked to do because of my experiences with my teachers. Here's another reason why people have low confidence. Sometimes they have experienced very traumatic experiences, very stressful life events that have caused them to feel unworthy. And maybe it wasn't directly related. It wasn't something they went through, but it affected them. For example, if your parents were divorced and you felt it was your fault and you took on responsibility for that, then that will affect your confidence. Regardless of how you got there. Like if you're dealing with low confidence right now, I just want to say to you, whether it's from your childhood, your teachers, or stressful events, it's time for us to put the past in its place. And the past belongs in the past. It's time for us to find resolve and healing for what we've gone through so that we can get through what we're going through to do what we've been called and created to do. Does that make sense? Like, we don't have to stay there. We don't have to blame our parents or our teachers anymore. We can find an answer. And personal growth allows you to do that if you're willing. Now, I don't know if you heard me say, but I did say I used to have low confidence. But I made another decision. And that decision was, I don't have to stay there. I no longer have to get dressed in shame, doubt, and fear. I can put on a new robe. I can put on a new outfit and feel good about who I am. And I can get dressed in what I want to get dressed in. And guess what, my friend? You can too. You no longer have to live based on what you have experienced, but you can create new experiences if you're willing to find the confidence to do so. So I got to help you. I'm here to help you find the confidence, because the truth of the matter is you don't even have to look far. Matter of fact, you don't have to look for it at all because it's not lost. You have it. You've had it all along. It's just been covered up by your experiences. And today, we're going to commit to creating new experiences. Are you ready? Are you ready? Come on. Let's do it. All right. First, okay. Let's build up your superpower, because self-confidence is a superpower. And once you start to believe in yourself, that's when the magic starts happening. So today is the day. You are the person. You make the choice, and God will work his magic and he will make the change. So I'm going to share with you 3 things I would like for you to use to lay a foundation of cultivating your confidence and leveling up, so that when you walk in the room, everything about you will say, I belong here. Why? Because you belong there. All right, number 1. Remember I said confidence is not lost? It's not. The problem is we spend a lot of time looking for it, and we look for it all in the wrong places. For example, we look for it in the position that we hold, in the car that we drive, in the amount of money in our bank account. Confidence is inside of you. That's why it's self-confidence. It's inside of you already. Self-confidence is reflecting in, like, what's going on in the inside of me, and then reaching out to help other people do better and be better. Because when you're happy with yourself, then you can help other people be happy as well. And how do we do that? Well, we got to look at and admit where we are in life. Like, what are your limitations? Admit them. And then appreciate them. Oh man, that's a big lesson I had to learn, especially after my accident. Woo, because I didn't understand how I went from speaking all over the world to not able to talk. I didn't understand how I went from walking 5Ks to not being able to walk at all. I didn't understand. I didn't understand how I went from sharing words of wisdom to not even being able to remember the word the. And if I remembered the word the, not remembering the rest of the sentence. I promise you, I didn't understand it. So there was no way I could appreciate it. I wasn't happy about it. I was like, no, I can do this. I've done this before. I'm better than this. Now, not comparing myself to anyone else, but comparing myself to who I was. And that was a big mistake. You see, if I really wanted to hone in on my confidence, it was important for me to accept and appreciate who I was in the season in which I was in. And then, instead of looking back to what I've done, look forward to what I was capable of doing. I hope you're not like me and making that mistake and always looking back to, oh, I remember when I got this award. Oh, I remember when I was a size 10. Now I'm a size 22. Stop looking back. It's over. It's time to look first and foremost within so that you can look forward. When we have confidence, it allows us to look forward and move forward instead of looking back and moving back. And the third thing that we can build a foundation on as we increase and cultivate our confidence is the willingness to set goals and the willingness to challenge ourselves to do better and be better. When I say do better and be better, that doesn't mean there's anything wrong with who you are as a person. It just means that we're created to grow, not to stay the same. And I really believe that healthy people grow. And so when we take advantage of the opportunity to grow, to do better today than what we've done yesterday, we are setting ourselves up to feel good, to have a higher sense of confidence. Because confidence comes from trusting that you could do it, believing in yourself, and then setting out to do it. And here's the key for confidence. When you accomplish something, it makes you feel good. And when you feel good, you do good. And the more you feel good, the more you will do good. And the more you do good, the more people will want to appreciate you and experience you as a person. And this sets it into motion to constantly cultivate your confidence. And here's why we can't look back. We got to look forward because it allows us to move forward. We can then create healthy relationships and we can accomplish our goals. Okay, now, while we're at it, let's agree, both of us, to stop saying negative things about ourselves. Stop being so critical and hard on ourselves. Let's agree that we will not focus on our mistakes. Instead, we will focus on our magic. And please, let's agree to stop blaming ourselves and asking the question every time something doesn't go the way we think. What did I do wrong? Who said you did anything wrong? I know. That little voice inside that wants you to believe that you don't belong there. Okay, let me help you out. You belong. And it's time for you to stand up strong in who you were created to be. And in case no one's told you today, let me, R.J. Jackson, the courage giver, be the first one to say that you are somebody special. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. You're the head and not the tail. You're the lender You're not the borrower. You are more than a conqueror. You were born to win. You are somebody special. And it's time for you to recognize that. It's time for you to be all that you were created to be. It's time, my friend, to win. So let's go. Fight, win. Are you ready? Are you ready to commit to being the best version of you? It starts with a small step that makes a big difference. It's by believing and trusting in who you are. It's knowing you are good enough just as you are. You don't have to be perfect to have confidence. You have to trust that you belong. I can't say it enough. I hope you're hearing me. I hope you're picking up what I'm putting down. And most of all, I hope you are believing that you're good enough. Decide today that you're good enough. Listen, just think about one thing you've already accomplished. If you can do that, you can do whatever else you put your mind to do. You can do it, my friend. I believe in you and I'm rooting for you. Come on, you got this. All right, you know what I like to say, one step at a time, one decision at a time. And so the first decision I want you to make so that you can take the first step is admitting where you are when it comes to your level of confidence. This time a year ago, I didn't have the confidence I have now. My confidence was hit hard as a result of the accident. But I didn't quit. I didn't lay there and die. I decided this is who I am in this season. And seasons change. And I'm going to literally just do the best I can with what I have. I just decided to show up and say, I belong here. I may not say the words properly. I probably still don't say them all right. But I belong here. This is what I've been called to do. And I'm confident. That God started something good in me and He is going to complete it. And I'm confident that the people who are supposed to connect with me and I'm supposed to connect with, we will make a connection. And everybody else, they will just keep it moving. And I'm okay with that because I belong here. And I know that. And that's what confidence is. But I didn't have that confidence like that last year. But I do now. Admit where you are. And then be willing to not only admit it, but accept it. And then, oh my friend, that's not enough. We cannot stop there. After we admit it and accept it, we have got to commit to adjusting it, to shifting, to changing, to doing better, being better. And then taking massive action towards our commitment of adjusting and shifting. You can do it. And you'll realize that once you've done it, it will cultivate your confidence. It will boost your courage. And you'll do something different over and over again where you will get to believe in who you are. I'm rooting for you, my friend. And I can't wait to see you win. Because you were born to win. So let's just go do the thing. I want to say I'm not tired, but my time has expired. I gotta let you go. But just before I do, let me just give you one more booster shot of confidence. Let me remind you that there's greatness inside of you, and the world is waiting for you to show up. You don't have to show out, just show up, and everything else will take care of itself. And remember this as I close. You don't have to do it alone. Matter of fact, I want to invite you to take advantage of this opportunity to be a part of the Cure Circle for Women, where we gather together to support and uplift one another. It's our online community to remind you, you belong here. So head over to thecureforwomen.com. That's thecureforwomen.com and sign up for our free VIP membership. Enrollment is now open, and the VIP free membership will close in 3 days. So go ahead and take advantage of the opportunity, and we look forward to seeing you win, my friend. Bye for now. Thank you for listening to Time to Win. I recognize that you appreciate the value provided in today's episode, and for your gratitude, I'm giving you a Time to Win VIP listener badge. So head on over to timetowinpodcast.com. That's timetowinpodcast.com and claim your badge and gain immediate VIP access to more of our next level resources and opportunities, including details on the huddle, a table for 10, the Cure Circle, and the Cure Retreat. Because you've enjoyed today's session, you can also express your gratitude by rating, reviewing, and returning next week with a friend. Oh, by the way, be sure to screenshot today's episode and share it in your Instagram and Facebook story or on your favorite social media platform. We'll look forward to seeing you again next week in the Locker Room of Life, here on Time to Win. And remember, the best time to win is now.
Shine bright like a diamond.